Lewis Clark State College students of history, Professor Eric Martin here. And if you're watching this video, you must be signed up for one of my hybrid courses, probably a History 101 or a History 102. And I just wanted to take a couple of minutes here. I'm going to try to keep this short to make sure that we're all on the same page with the format of the course, so there's no surprises, right? And what I mean by the format of the course is that when you sign up for classes at LCSC, there's the class, right? History 101, History 102, and then there's a dash, and then there's numbers after that dash. And those numbers tell you how the class is going to be taught. And so if it's just like a 01 or a 02, it just means it's going to be in the classroom. And if it's a 60 or a 61 or a 62, a 60 anything, it means it's going to be online and there's not going to be any kind of classroom component to it. And if it is a number with a V after it, it means that it's going to be virtual remote on Zoom. There's not a whole lot of those. I might be the only one doing those anymore. But if it's got a 70 after it, like this one does, means it's a hybrid course. And those are mystery classes, right? Because the hybrid simply means some of it's in a physical classroom and some of it is not. But what that means is different for each class. And so I just kind of want to tell you how I'm envisioning things happening for this class. And how I'm envisioning the hybrid working for this class is something like 80% maybe in the classroom. And then another 20% operating on Zoom. Live, no recordings, everybody together, virtual remote, right? And we might have one or two class sessions where it's just online. I don't really envision that. But I think we need to continue to work on our ability to present ourselves and to operate professionally in a virtual remote setting, right? I don't necessarily think we have to have all our classes that way anymore. But I think that we should continue to work with that. For example, for those of y'all going into nursing, telehealth has become a big deal. And to be able to be comfortable to present yourself in a virtual remote format will give you a leg up on people or, trying to get jobs. And for those of y'all, when you graduate, your first post-graduation job interview could easily be on Zoom for some company in another part of the country, and they don't really care where you live as long as you come to whatever Portland or wherever the company's based out of, once a month. But they've got meetings twice a week, and we need you to be there, and we need you to be engaged. And that's what we're going to work on. The other deal is this. I've spent the last couple of years teaching 100% on Zoom. It's kind of cool. And I've developed some classroom stuff that I'm not ready to give up yet. And I want to see how I can integrate it with this class. I've shot a lot of video. I want to see how we can make this more of a, 21st century History 101, History 102 experience. And I also think that if we have 80%, right, that's the vast majority of it, in the physical classroom, then we can come back, then I can prep you for this is how we're going to do Zoom. Then you can come back and we can talk about it, how it worked, how it didn't work, and that kind of stuff. So anyway, that is mostly what I wanted to tell you, right? This class is 80% in the classroom. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. There's going to be something like 20% done through Zoom. I want to feel it out um, as we get into the class and decide. So, first day of class in the classroom, second day of class in the classroom. I'll let you guys know. All right, I'll let you know. So, in order to facilitate this, you're going to need an okay computer. You know, most of us have got one by now. You're going to need an operational camera and microphone. And you need to test it, right? Test it before you come to class. Make sure it works. You're going to need a reasonable internet connection. And you would really benefit from doing all this somewhere other than your dorm room, right? Go to the library, come to Spalding, go to one of the rooms in the sub, go to a distraction free place where we're not, looking at your, roommate asleep in the background, which I have seen, and which is not necessarily going to go over that great when you do the same thing for a job interview on Zoom. So I want us to get ready for that. Okay. Yeah, I think that's really the main thing I wanted to bring up. Finally, I say finally. Um, if this is History 101 or 102, there's something like 50 copies of the books that I use for those classes available for checkout in the library. Go take care of business if you don't want to spend money on a book. And see you in class.